Senator, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Wendy.
So you co-wrote a lot of sketches about first President Bush with a lot of political satire for Saturday Night Live. Now there's this discussion about the role of satire on Saturday Night Live, and is it creating divisions or is it just expressing a common sense? How has the role of comedy changed now? Is it a positive force, do you think?
I wrote a lot of political satire. I wrote a lot of it on SNL. I'm very proud of the work we did. I think there's a role for that. I didn't feel that the role of SNL was to have a political bias.
It sort of looks like SNL is taking sides against Trump now. Is that cool?
Well, they also had him host the show before, and I think Kate McKinnon's Hillary was not a flattering take of Hillary.
Now hold up your phone, and you can just look natural, okay?
So I think they've been fair. He's the president now, and he's a fairly easy target in many ways.
Hey guys, who is excited for my inauguration day? Yes, thank you to those people over there who I definitely did not pay to do that.
So you guys you have certain similarities, you and Donald Trump. He's the entertainer-in-chief. He's in politics now.
Yeah, when I ran in 2008 for the Senate in Minnesota, I really felt that having not been in political office before, not having served in public office, that I had a responsibility to show Minnesotans that I was serious. Something changed in the last 8 years, and we have a president who doesn't seem to care to do any of the actual work of reading. And he's a guy who will say that nobody knew that healthcare was complicated.
The Middle East, too.
Oh yeah, the Middle East is a lot easier than people think. And put his son-in-law in charge of that. And a guy who just, he says things all the time that aren't true. And that drives me nuts.
So are the liars winning now?
That's what I'm afraid of. They won in the fall, and it's kind of an affront, I think, to a lot of Americans.
So what happened? How does he get away with that then?
Well, I guess some of his supporters said that we Democrats took him literally, and that we shouldn't take him literally, we should take him seriously. It sounds like a haiku. I don't know what exactly that means, but I think they're saying, we understand what he's really saying, and that it isn't important that you always be accurate, and also it's more entertaining. It's more entertaining to hear a politician just say whatever the hell he wants to, and it's proof that he's not one of the establishment who we're angry at. And
now, well, no soon, I guess, but it sounds like President Trump is about to back away from the Paris Accord on fighting climate change. How big a deal is that for you?
Well, yes, as we're talking, we're waiting for that announcement.
In order to fulfill my solemn duty to protect America and its citizens, the United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord.
That's huge. This is an existential threat to the planet, and the Defense Department knows it. In their quadrennial review, they talk about how serious this is and how much of a national security threat it would be. You're talking about millions of climate refugees.
But Trump's people are referring to it as it's making decisions about our own investments and our own industries, and we have to protect them.
We need to invest in renewable energy. We need to invest in energy efficiency. We need to invest in storage. We need wind, solar. Renewables are cheaper now than coal. That's where the jobs are now, and that's where they're going to be in the future. And You know, look, I have 3 grandchildren. I don't want them in 50 years coming to me and saying, Grandpa, you were a United States Senator, you knew climate change was happening, why didn't you do anything, and also why are you still alive? You're 116. And I'll explain that's all the investment we put into the National Institutes of Health.
Your questioning of Attorney General Jeff Sessions helped lead to him recusing himself from this Russian investigation. Now we're learning more and more. Where is this heading? How big is this, do you think?
Well, I think that it's headed in a direction where we don't know exactly where it's going to go, but these people in the Trump administration have not been acting like people have nothing to hide. And we have a special prosecutor, and that special prosecutor, we have the right guy doing it, Bob Mueller, who was the FBI director for 13 years.
But we're learning now that Jared Kushner, the son-in-law, had more meetings, or at least that's what's being reported by reputable news outlets.
Yeah, there are all these people who didn't report. I mean, Sessions didn't report meetings he had. Flynn didn't accurately report meetings he had. Kushner couldn't have forgotten a meeting with Kislyak in Trump Tower with Flynn. I mean, these guys seem to have a lot to hide.
So if this is all true, what does that mean? How big a deal is this?
This could be a very big deal, and again, that is going to be in large part up to the special prosecutor to pursue.
But
And we have to go where the facts lead us,
right?
And you don't want to get ahead of it. It's not the right way to do things.
Yeah, we've never actually had this kind of thing happen with Russians that we know.
Interfering
in
your
our
election.
election.
Well, that is something that the Russians have done this before in Eastern Europe, and there's a kind of pattern to what they do, and part of it is investing money in people and sort of getting to own them, and that's why we want to see Donald Trump's income taxes. His own son in 2008, Donald Jr., said that we have a disproportionate amount of money coming from Russia into our business. So I think that's part of the way they have corrupted people or gotten people, their hooks into people.
What would it take then for Trump to be defeated? Anything?
Well, I talk very privately to a lot of my colleagues in the Republican Party who are kind of very nervous about Donald Trump. They are not abandoning him because his base has more or less stayed with him. But, you know, if things like this health care bill continue, I think his base, enough of his base will see that he's not working for the people he said he was going to work for. And I think at a certain point, that combined with maybe further revelations about the Russia connection, that maybe we will see my Republican colleagues being much more independent.
So a lot of people are paying attention to the way that you grilled Betsy DeVos, that you grilled Jeff Sessions. People are already talking about the next election. And your name is being put forward as maybe somebody who might run for the Democratic nomination. Would you? Do you want to be president?
No, it's very flattering, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. We have a fight on health care right now.
That doesn't sound like a no.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's something I'm not going to do. How's that?
But why not?
I've looked at that job up close. It's not a job that it's. There's a lot of pressure on the president, I think, and I enjoy working in the Senate for the people of Minnesota and for the people of the United States. I think I'm getting really good at it.
Are you allowed to be funny again? Sounds like
I am. I have fun with my colleagues. I'm funny. Still funny. I just, in my public utterances, had to be careful. But I think the people of Minnesota get it. I think they know that I'm there to work hard for them. So I'm going to be a workhorse, continue to be a workhorse, but I'm going to be a workhorse that's funny every once in a while with a sense of humor.
It's been very nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Great to meet you, Wendy.
America first. America first. America first.